Mr. Robert Ng, Chairman of the Sino Group, friends, ladies and gentlemen. Very happy this evening to be here with you for the gazetting of Fullerton Hotel as a national monument. There are many historic buildings in Singapore, each one with its unique history, its own story. But when we gazette a historic building as a national monument, it's a special accolade, because it means the building carries a significant bit of our history as a nation, and holds a special meaning to Singapore and to Singaporeans, and that we've chosen to preserve it for future generations. So today, the Fullerton Hotel joins the ranks of other national monuments in Singapore. It's our 71st national monument. It's not a particularly old building. The hotel certainly is not old. As Robert told you, it was created in 2001. But this building goes back before that, back to the 1920s, and it's been the part of the lives of Singaporeans in many ways. As you've heard, when it opened in 1928, it was home to the General Post Office, and older Singaporeans will remember it fondly as the GPO. And the post office would have been an ordinary person's most likely point of contact with the building for much of the last century. The building was also an important point of reference for public roads in Singapore, known as Mile Zero. Because this being a British colony, we had a British system for measuring distances, and there were milestones along the roads, and every 5th mile, 6th mile, 7th mile, hence Bukit Timah 7th mile. And people use these milestones to navigate and find their way around. And where did the milestones all start from? They started from the GPO building, Mile Zero. And therefore, we knew where we stood all over Singapore. During the Japanese occupation, it was the headquarters of the Japanese military administration, and when the Japanese invaded, when the British military finally gave up the fight and decided to surrender to the Japanese, it was here that the military told the British governor that they were going to give up. Crucially, the building was home to many government offices. As you heard, when it was first built, it housed, amongst others, the Marine Department, the Imports and Exports Office, the Port Health Office. And over the years, it has housed many ministries and agencies: MOF, Finance, Ministry of Trade and Industry, the Economic Development Board, MAS, Monetary Authority, the Inland Revenue Authority of Singapore, then known as the Inland Revenue Division, and much feared as such, the Ministry of Communications. Pioneer leaders like Dr. Goh Keng Swee, Mr. Hon Swee Sen, and many public servants of the pioneer generation work here, like Mr. Goh Chok Tong and Ngiam Tong Dao, and others who are here with us today. And they, from this place, planned and built the prosperous Singapore that we enjoy today. I also have fond memories of this place, because during the general elections, political parties would hold lunchtime rallies at Fullerton Square. And Mr. Lee Kuan Yew would speak at the PAP lunchtime rally, always a major event in the campaign, and he would always deliver a stirring and memorable speech, usually in the sun, sometimes in the pouring rain. And my mother would sit on a balcony of Fullerton building and listen to him. And when I first entered politics in 1984, I too spoke at the Fullerton Square rally, which back then was still at Fullerton Square. Today, we still call it the Fullerton Square rally, but it's actually at UOB Plaza Promenade on Boat Quay. So, therefore, there are many memories, and I'm happy to be back here. On this happy occasion, I'd like to thank the Sino Group for their efforts in conserving and promoting our national heritage. They've been custodians of the Fullerton Hotel since 1997, sensitive to its rich heritage, preserved it well, and also revitalized the surroundings, the Fullerton Heritage Project. They may not have built it taller, but they have certainly made it grander. But they did make it a little bit taller. After it was done, they showed us pictures and told us there's a lighthouse on top. And I remembered there was a lighthouse on top of the old building. So I looked at the building, I looked at the lighthouse, I looked at it again, I said, something is not quite right. It looks taller than it used to be. So I went to look up the old pictures on the internet as it appeared before Sinoland took over. And lo and behold, there's one extra layer down there in the wedding cake, which rose and the lighthouse went on top of the wedding cake. So they did what they could. And I think they got the height just right. So congratulations. Congratulations on the gazetting of Fullerton Hotel as a national monument. It's an occasion made all the more special because it happens in our Jubilee year. And the building is, in fact, part of our Jubilee Walk, connected to other national monuments nearby, like the National Gallery of Singapore, the Victoria Theatre and Concert Hall, and the Asian Civilizations Museum, together defining a fine civic district for Singapore. It looks beautiful in the daytime. It looks very beautiful at night. And if you are here first thing in the morning at dawn, as I was 2 weeks ago for the Jubilee Walk, you will find it something special too. This transformation of the building is, in a way, a reflection of how Singapore as a nation has transformed in one lifetime, going from an old and, historic building, but something which has been updated, keeping the essence of the old, but of this age and up to date and better than before. And the building has done so, Singapore has done so from third world to first. When the building was opened back in 1928, the governor was Sir Hugh Clifford, hence the name Clifford Pier across the road from us. And he said, this building is and will be for many years one of the principal landmarks of Singapore. And almost 90 years later, his words remain true. And I'm sure this building will continue to stand proud and handsome and witness an even more prosperous and vibrant Singapore for many years to come. Congratulations and thank you very much.